Hello, I am Dr. Jessica Pickle, and in this video, I want to give a brief overview of how to navigate the course. And this is really just me trying to explain how my brain works and organizes information so you have half a chance of finding it on our Canvas page. So here's the student view of our Canvas class page. Hopefully, when you log in, it looks something like this. There'll be a space up here where I'll have like a couple of announcements that'll like the most recent two that or three that pop up. I don't have any yet. And then most of our content will be here in this main section. It's basically like just going to have all of your modules listed at the home page. And you also have a few other pieces to your navigation bar. There'll be this kind of to-do list over here that'll tell you the upcoming assignments that are due. And you can navigate through the class page in this kind of middle left-hand set of options or tabs. You'll see home, you'll see assignments. It's like just a list of the different assignments for the quarter. Grades, it'll kind of track where your grades are for each one. Files, if you need to go hunting for something. Links to the people in the class and discussions and some other things. And then there's this like far left navigation bar that'll help you navigate through Canvas in general. So like to get to your other classes or to get to the inbox so you can email me or to see the calendar. I'll try to make use of the calendar and put in not just assignments, but also like when office hours will be or open lab times as well. And so you can get around here. If you're going to change settings in Canvas, which I highly recommend you play around with the notifications, it'll be in this account section and you'll go to notifications right here. And then you can play around with things to make sure that you actually are getting all of my announcements sent to you as an email so you get them right away. And this is about what it should look like. For ease of showing you other things, I'm going to actually leave the student view and go into kind of my teacher version of it. Here we go. This order of modules will probably change throughout the quarter. I will try to put the chapter or the week that we are currently working on at the very top, and then everything else will be in order after that. So you'll see week 1 here at the beginning, and then we'll have our chapter 18 we'll do first here in week 1, then chapter 10, 15. And then we'll break the quarter up into 3 units of material, each with about 2, although the first one has 3 chapters within it. And so there'll be a week in between each unit to kind of catch up and then do a larger assignment. And so you'll have a couple of these that aren't based on a chapter, but just on a week, like week 4, you're finishing up unit 1. There'll be a group activity and there'll be a problem set, and that's it. And while I say that's it, it's still going to be a lot of work because this is it's a time to catch up and make sure all your assignments are in. And so you'll see these as you go down. So you'll see content chapters and these kind of finishing up unit modules as well. And then at the end, I'll have a module that is going to cover a poster project we'll be doing throughout the quarter. And so I'll just dump all my pages and ideas about it in there. And I have a chemistry resources tab where I've just dumped a bunch of resources as well and thrown it at the bottom of the page. But if you're like struggling with anything or just like hunting for extra help, this has a whole bunch of stuff, including lab manual things, strategies for studying chemistry, resources for writing, like the ICS citation summary, like how do I cite things? Oh, here's a link on how to do it. Help with graphing in Excel, stuff like that. So this will always be here at the bottom if you need it. So most of your content is going to be here on the main page. So I'll show you a typical chapter like chapter 10. And all of these chapter modules will be formatted in the same way. I will always have at the top this useful class links and resources. It's in every single module. Instead of me just having a module with all this information at the top all quarter long, it's now just a page in every single module. And that's like, oh, wait, how do I join class? Here's the Zoom link. All the things where you're like, wait, but what's here it is. Like, here are the office hours. Here's the Zoom meeting you can collaborate with other students in. Here's that Discord link you forgot where it's at. And eventually here are the office hours for Open Lab and MAST and Writing Center. And then other links like, oh, wait, where were the YouTube videos? Click right there. Homework site, textbook, things like that. So going back, so that's at the top. And then each chapter will have a short overview that's like just a list of the learning objectives, like what do we focus on this chapter? and then a list of the assignments you're responsible for. There's always a reading assignment and lecture assignment. This is like hey, here's the notes for this, or here's some guided reading questions, but do the thing. But it's not graded. A group activity every week. So each module will have a group activity. And these will update through the quarter. And these activities will just be links to a Google Sheet that you'll work on an activity with a handful of other students. Homework, this will be in Chem 101, which is active. We're also Chem 101. It's always just going to have a link, and it's a link to this page here. Once you sign up and set up an account with wrong class, active, which it was Chem 101, and clearly their page still says 101, but they're rebranding. Anyway, you'll see a page like this, and then our homework assignments are listed here in this homework tab. And there are no homework assignments yet because I will be making them this weekend. But you'll find all that here. And then each chapter will also have a lab assignment as well. And our lab assignments this quarter, we'll be learning about some stuff that it's really hard to actually do a lab with, like nuclear chemistry. Like, I just haven't gotten the clearance to let us play with like actual radioactive stuff. I'm sorry. But so some of these are going to be like online activities where you'll be visualizing things online, like our first one. Some of them will be lab kit labs, and some of them are actually going to be case studies instead. That'll be kind of longer drawn out, and a series of questions that are guided, usually some videos that you watch along with it. And so you can expect to be reading, watching lectures, meeting up with a group for a half hour a week, doing a bunch of practice problems, which hopefully take just about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then completing a lab assignment each week for each of these content chapters. So following the assignments on each module will be a list of lectures. And like this can be overwhelming because it's like this long list of lectures. But my goal here is to break up the lectures into smaller bits. So these aren't each 2 hours long. They're somewhere between 3 and 20-ish minutes, 40 minutes if I'm being terrible. And they're based on topic. So you're like, oh, I'm working on the homework and I'm struggling with lattice holes. I don't have to go like find the lattice hole section in the lecture. I just come and click this one right here, and it'll take me to just the portion of the lecture that's about lattice holes. Now you can access all of these lectures on YouTube. That's where they're actually hosted. And I'll have a link in the lecture assignment page to the full YouTube playlist for that chapter. You can also just go to my YouTube page and like look at my playlists and sort through the many classes I teach and just find the chapter playlist that you're looking for. But then they're also here in Canvas too. So you can do it however you like. And then the last thing in every chapter module will be a set of helpful videos. And these are other people's videos that I think are pretty good. So it's going to be a lot of crash course, organic chemistry tutor, a lot of things from like TED Ed, and there's a few other ones that I really like, Bozeman Science. This one's fun. It's got a whole thing on the mathematical art of MC Escher. And if you actually come to my office, you'll see I've got some fun Escher poster. Anyway, I love Escher. So anyway, there's extra links and things down here to kind of, if I'm not saying something the way you like, you can try something else. And they're all going to follow this same pattern because routine is helpful. And that's what they're going to look like. And so you'll kind of make your way through all this content, and it's all there, so you can just do it. The only thing that I'm going to be making throughout the quarter are the problem sets and the group activities. So those you might not be able to jump far ahead on. However, the homework assignments and the labs are all ready to go on the lectures as well. So they're all available for you to go at your own pace. And I've structured the class so you can get ahead. You can fall behind a little bit to some degree as well. But I've tried to pace it so that way you can get through the course material by the end of the quarter without having too many terrible weeks. One thing I want to point out is the first week, there's this big start here module, and this is really going to walk you through the class logistics. It's like all of my policies. This is the big long lecture that you do on the first day of class, essentially in a Canvas module. It's like right here, you're learning how to navigate the course. There's also like, here's a bunch of links for technology needs and what to do if you need help and my syllabus. It's super long. It just keeps getting longer. So I made a summary page for the syllabus that you can see here, that is hopefully going to be a little bit easier to use. The no, it's not going to load though. So you can download it. The week here or week one start here module has a few assignments that need to be completed to just even pass this class. Like they're just introductory. We all have to do them. Like get on the same page, assignments. They should not take long at all. And they're going to be down here. I'd like you to introduce yourself to everyone in the class. Some of the students in this class have been together for part of the year and others are new. And so let's all get to know each other. We have an honor code discussion. We're going to change, refine, build upon our honor code from last quarter. And this group one activity is an assignment, but it's really just meeting with me and your peers in the first week of class at some point. So there's options for when to do that. There's also a lab safety exercise. It's the same one you've done before probably, but it's watching the ACS video and filling out a safety quiz, which is my like checkbox. I talk to everyone about safety part of the class. There's also information about how to pick up your lab kit as well. So please do this before Thursday. This is how I'm assessing participation in the class. This is like how you keep your spot. This is important for me to make sure that everyone is like on the same page with the class policies and aware of how they're going to be assessed during the quarter. My grading style is a little bit different. Or maybe it's becoming more standard, we'll see. But there's a whole section on that in here, and I'll save that talk for another video. All right, well, this is the page. Let me know if you have any questions. Remember, this is an online class, so this page is our class. This is our classroom. And we'll use this homework site, and I'm around, and you can catch me on Tuesdays and Thursdays and come get help in person or meet with me on Zoom. But this will be our space, and our other big space is going to be the classroom, and then also Discord or Zoom. And that's kind of how we're going to be interacting with each other throughout the quarter. I have a few Zoom links that you'll be able to use just with me for drop-in, and then a Zoom link for students to work together that doesn't require me to start it. And also I have a Discord server with channels for you to talk to each other as well, so you can collaborate that way.